Pooja ma'am, are you here? Host, can you please confirm if Pooja ma'am is joined?
No, ma'am, not yet.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am, we have the trainer logged in.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Pooja ma'am, can
Nirmika?
you hear me? Yes, ma'am.
Nirmika, is this fine?
Yes, ma'am, it's fine.
Okay, cool.
Your light
Background is fine? My
background is fine. Yes, ma'am. Your
light
light
is
is
fine?
fine.
Audio is
Yes, ma'am.
fine?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am, it's good.
1 second. I am just putting myself on airplane mode and putting the Wi-Fi on, okay? I might
Okay, ma'am.
disconnect for a second.
Okay,
All
ma'am.
right, cool. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Nirmika, I just switched off the video for a second so that
Okay.
people don't see me when I'm chatting with you.
Okay,
Okay,
ma'am.
voice is
Okay.
fine.
Yes,
Connectivity
ma'am,
is
it's
fine,
good.
my dear. Okay,
Yes, ma'am, it's good.
fine. How many people are there in the already there?
We already have 143 people logged in.
Okay. Cool, Nemika. Let me know
Uh,
when I need to switch on the video because I'll switch it on then only. No? Otherwise,
okay,
I'll
okay,
just be
ma'am.
talking unnecessary.
I think it's 11.
It's
It's
11 dot.
11, so we can, should we begin? Yes, yes, let's begin.
Choice is yours.
Yes, ma'am.
So I switch on my video, dear. Just and I switch
Yes,
on the
ma'am.
video.
It's
Just let me know whether you are finding my position, my everything fine. Is that all okay with you? Does it look good? Am I
yes, ma'am.
too small
It's
in the
absolutely
image?
good.
Am I too small in
No,
the
no, no,
image?
no. No, no, ma'am. You
Where
look
is the
perfect.
Okay, where's the 4 packet window? We can't get to see your face wherever you are. मेरे को तो there are so many devices are there, no? So where are you?
I'll just
Yeah,
pin
I can see you.
myself.
Yeah. I just saw you. I just saw you. So
Okay.
I need to create a multi-screen. Is that what it is?
Yes,
Yesterday
ma'am.
we managed to create a multi-screen in this.
No, no, ma'am. We just pinned ourselves, so we
But
can just.
I cannot just do a multi-screen, right?
You can. You have an option. When you go, when you see check more options, there is this change layout. So when you change
One
your
second.
layout,
Switch camera, report a problem, present screen, trend caption. No, not that. There is audio. Okay, we are on headphones. Then there is CC. What is this? I have no clue. There are 147 people. There are chats,
yes,
right,
ma'am.
which people have put in. Okay, that's your message actually.
Hmm.
And then there is an I. How do I get so many people? I mean, I can see windows. I can see vertical windows. So many of you.
Okay, okay.
But
Just- You just need to change the layout actually. If Are you logged in from your phone, ma'am?
haha, I'm logged in from my phone. When I press on you, I see you. And
Okay,
I press on myself, I see, but I don't see four windows all together. That day
okay,
also, I
okay.
didn't get all the four windows. How does it
Hmm.
matter, really? I can see you
Right.
anyways. I can see you in the small window.
Hi, ma'am. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Because there are so many people, you will not get everyone in layout. But at the end, I will take a screenshot of everyone in aligned together. So you can just continue, and
So the chats
everybody
are
will be
coming
able to
on
see.
my screen. The chats are coming on my screen.
Uh, okay, I think
Tell me
we
when to
should.
go live. We go
Yes,
live.
ma'am. We
Okay.
should we should begin now,
Cool.
and I request the host to kindly record the entire webinar, please.
It is right. It is showing recording.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
recorded, ma'am.
It is
Okay. Thank you
showing
very much.
recording.
Thank you
And
very
does
much.
my name reflect on the screen anywhere here below as my ID? Nothing, no? It's a plain
No,
screen
ma'am.
from
No,
my
ma'am.
end.
Yes, ma'am.
Cool,
Yes,
cool,
ma'am.
cool. Yep.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's my privilege to welcome you to a webinar with Dr. Pooja Diwan. And as you all know, this is a webinar on corona pandemic, coping up in the unpredictable scenario from the point of view of stress management, self-help tips, demystifying corona, and of course, music therapy for elevating stress. Before we begin the webinar, I request everyone to kindly mute their mics so that there is no background noise and you will be able to hear our resource person clearly. And I also request everyone to put the speaker, Dr. Pooja Devan. You would, if you search on the participants list, you would find her. I would request you to pin her so that you can view her clearly. And I also request everyone that we will be having a question and answer session. So if you have any questions, kindly type the questions on the chat window for me, and I will select the questions that need to be asked to our resource person today. With that, it is my privilege to welcome Dr. Pooja Devan and to introduce you to her. And I would also like to welcome our principal, Dr. S. Nagarajan, our principal of Surendra Institute of Engineering and Management. To talk about our resource person today, Dr. Pooja Diwan is a gynecologist specializing in infertility test tube baby treatment and laparoscopic keyhole surgery. She is also a renowned singer and a musician. So you see, it's a very unusual juxtaposition here. And I think ma'am has been doing an excellent work in using music therapy to elevate pain for her patients. Trained in classical music and armed with multiple medical degrees, she collaborates both the worlds. She's been an active practitioner, having more than 20 years of experience. She is in deep know-how of the current worldwide medical crisis and the psychological impact besides the physical impact of the disease. She has worked as leading gynecologist at Indraprastha Apollo Hospital and Max Healthcare at Delhi, and with Nova IVF and Kokilaben Dhirubhai Ambani Hospital in Mumbai. Music is medicine to her mind. She deals with a lot of patients affected by stress and helps in coping with strategies through counseling, meditation, and music therapy. The corona pandemic nationwide lockdown has inspired her, along with the musical fraternity, to voice herself and the concerns of the Indian citizens through her heartfelt songs, especially themed on the restrictions, experience, limitations, woes, do's and don'ts in the current times. Themed as the song Marathon, it is going to be aired on Akashvani All India Radio. Dr. Diwan has been bestowed with several awards like Best Medical Practitioner, Best Infertility Specialist, Legends of India, Best Researcher Award, Most Trustworthy Gynecologists in, and many more in 2019 and 2020. She is a fellow of the Royal College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists at London, UK, and also a PhD in medical sciences. Her musical journey includes release of soulful devotional spiritual songs, international release of music album Sumirani under the prestigious label of Times Music. She is a Hindustani classical singer armed with a bachelor in music, and she is trained in Dhrupad Dhamar. She has appeared in various TV and radio shows, including Antakshari, and also has performed in many stages. So it's really a privilege to welcome today a resource person with a multitude of talent. And it's my privilege to now hand over the stage to our resource person, Dr. Pooja Dewan. Let's welcome her to the show. Thank you very much, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you. It is indeed my honor to be invited to address at a platform where there is so much of young blood, students, faculty members, and in the trying times of Corona to be able to address them. Thank you so much, Dr. Nagarajan, the principal of the Institute, and Ms. Nirmika Subha. So, when was the last time you actually used the word pandemic in your normal conversation, just short of this particular pandemic taking place? And now we have a novel virus which is very infective, causes severe pneumonia, sends quite a few people to the hospital, to the ICU, even puts them on the ventilator, and some of them even pass away, they die. That's the picture we have about Corona as on date. And let us specifically address it as COVID-19. And now it has mutants. Sounds exactly like a bioengineered lethal virus coming straight out of a science fiction movie. Hi, folks. Are we surprised today that we are talking on this hot topic of the Corona pandemic, the unpredictable scenario and coping up with it? Would you all not agree that we are living in a world which is met with disaster, a catastrophe? So disaster management per se was addressing issues which were based on natural calamities like earthquakes, cyclones, droughts, floods, and even war times. And now we have a new notified disaster, which is a disease, and the disease is Corona. Do you know the legal act or the legislation under which Prime Minister Narendra Modi put us all under lockdown on 25th of March this year? It is the Disaster Management Act of 2005. The Communicable Diseases Act did not suffice. And it seems that this disease is very much here to stay, and also its new forms, that is the mutants. Yes, it is a communicable disease. It is contagious. It is infective. And it passes on from one person to another through the very air that we breathe. The tiny air droplets. Sounds quite scary, isn't it? So, are we waging a war? Yes, it's a worldwide war against a virus. We have been invaded by a tiny virus of which we have very little knowledge, little know-how. And we are now evolving as a human race, fighting the disease and also the morbidity and the mortality. There is an old saying, a known devil is always better than an unknown devil. Seems quite true here, as we have been caught unaware. And We have been fighting known devils like cancer, other infectious diseases like HIV. So, human being, despite being the most ingenious mind, has been made to kneel on its knees by a tiny little microbe. And the fight seems just like yet another gaming app. So, is corona, the physical disease, the only devil that we are fighting against? No. The hidden devils which we already knew of are resurfacing. The physical burden of the disease has an add on of the emotional and mental burden. Unpredictability, uncertainty, doubts have led to confusion, fear, phobia, stress, anxiety, to name a few. And for some, it has transgressed into proper psychiatric disorders wherein they have hallucinations, depressions, OCDs, obsessive compulsive disorder, that there is a virus everywhere. Let me always keep washing my hand. Let me not touch this. Let me not go near people. And the human mindset truly seems to have changed from a mindset of living to surviving. तो आखिरकार ये कोरोना वैश्विक महामारी की जंग है क्या? ये तो ऐसी परिस्थिति है कि अभिमन्यु चक्रव्यूह में फंस गया है, तुम निकल सके तो बाहर निकल. और अभिमन्यु कौन है? हम सब लोग हैं, the humankind. So let's address this dual-edged sword and look at the physical disease and its impact on the mental disease. So it's not just the thought process that's getting affected and causing the stress, but for quite many of the people, it is the economy slowing down and the fear also of yet another, the Great Depression, the Wall Street crash, or the Lehman crisis and its alike. So, is the world so gloomy? Is life so unpredictable? Is this a third world war as predicted against a virus? Am I or my loved ones going to die? How antisocial is social distancing? Is this deep slump in the economy going to be persistent and long? Am I likely for a pay cut? Am I going to be laid off my job? And yes, for you students, when will the true classroom classes begin? When will my exit exams happen? Will the course in this curriculum ever finish? Would there be a reduction in the course? How on earth am I going to complete my internship? Will there be online campus interviews? Will I even get a job which gives me enough money for all the hard work that I have put in? So justifiably, there are enough reasons to have stress. And we need to look at things step by step to remove, evade the stress. As introduced, yes, I am a medical doctor. So let's first catch insights into what this virus is. How bad is it truly? Let's look at the corona statistics. So worldwide, nearly 48 lakh cases have been detected, 3 lakh people have died, 17 lakh people have recovered. In India, say around 1 lakh people have been infected, 3,000 people have died, and about 40,000 have recovered. That makes it a death rate of 3%. But if we look at that subset of the population which never presented for an objective test because they were reasonably asymptomatic and they automatically recovered, or they was underreporting, or the test that we were conducting on them, that is not able to detect 30% of the people who actually have the disease. So if we add that, then the death rate is 1%. 1 out of every 100 is dying. At best, 3 out of every 100 is dying. Let us compare it with our other national statistics. Infant mortality rate, death of a 1-year-old is 300 deaths per 1,000 live births. That makes it 3%, equivalent. Let us look at the number of cancer patients in the country in prevalence. 2.25 million, of which about 11.5 lakh new cases happen every year, and about 7 to 8 lakh people die each year. 3,500 people die because of tobacco usage per day. And so far, we have had 3,000 deaths from corona. And that is 3,500 per day from tobacco usage. Every 8 minutes, one woman is dying of cervical cancer. Road traffic accident, a man-made event. There are about 4.65 lakhs reported road traffic accidents. Almost all of them have physical hurt, of which 1.5 lakh people actually die. That's a 30% strike death rate. Is corona really, really that bad? And let's look at the impact on the pregnant women. So pregnant women have the same disease course as any other woman and any other male. The baby in their womb is also not affected. Neither is the growth retarded, nor does a pregnant woman who's affected with the disease pass on her disease to the baby while the baby is in their womb. So after all, who are the most vulnerable group? The vulnerable group are those who are under 5 years of age, particularly the newborns and less than 1-year-old infants. People who are geriatric, that is more than 65 years of age, and those people who chronically have diseases. The chronic diseases like diabetes, not controlled really, but uncontrolled diabetes. People who have respiratory issues like asthma, bronchitis, or people who are heavily obese, who have low immunity, and who are majorly elderly, that is beyond 75, elderly geriatric group. The average life expectancy in India is 67 years. So, don't you think that the vulnerable age group, which is actually striking the death rate in corona, is the same across for almost all other diseases? So, how bad is the virus is what we try to discuss. Not that bad, really. Let's look at the good news. What have we done so far? So, do we have a medicine? Yeah, we're somewhere on track. We are giving medicines which are simple antibiotics like azithromycin, which we give for cough and cold, medicine that we give for malaria, that is hydrochloroquine or chloroquine. They are cheap, easily available. We're also using higher antiviral medications like we use in the subset of viral infections like HIV. Are people responding? Yes. Do we have enough studies? No. Another good point, we now have kits to test the infection. And the government is testing free of cost. It has even allowed the laboratories which are privately running to do the test. Yes, they have even capped the price. Not a single lab can charge more than 4,500 rupees. But the problem is this test takes 24 hours for the report to come. No worries. But the bigger problem is that about 10 to 13% of the true negatives, 10 to 13% of the, 10 to 13% who are actually infected report as false negatives. So 30% of the people who actually have the infection, the test will come out to be negative. So that is why I talked about underreporting or under capture of the true people who are infected. And based on that, it's just a 1% death rate and not 3% death rate. And now we even have a newer test called NAT, which is going to eliminate this, and we are going to have a higher level of accuracy of finding the patients who are suffering. And that test has a turnaround time of only 2 hours. Another thing good that has happened is we are working on a vaccine. I know you will say that there are so many mutations happening. How can you make a vaccine? But we need to understand. It's not a science fiction movie wherein every mutant is aggressive, will cause death. Certain mutants are mild. They mild in the disease. So we will produce a vaccine against a mutant which is prevalent in our community and which is aggressive. What about the masks? N95 mask, the PPE, personal prophylaxis equipment. Under the Atmanirbhar scheme and the push and motivation of our government, these things are being manufactured very well in India with mass production, novelty factor having gone away. There will be reduction in the prices too. And hey, aren't masks quite a fashion statement? Like wearing a matching or color coordinated necktie or a scarf or a cravat or matching belts or a necklace. And masks also protect you against the sun rays, aging, tanning, and pollution, air pollution. We now have enough research material, studies, and even the demographic and epidemiological data. We were looking at the unknown. And I believe soon the unknown devil, corona, will become a known devil. And we will know how to combat it. We have been always feeling sad about the fact that, oh, we are such a hot weather climate country and there's so much humidity. I think it's a blessing in disguise because this virus thrives better in colder climate. At minus 20 degrees centigrade in a deep freezer, it stays alive. At 4 degrees centigrade in the refrigerator, it stays alive for 3 days. But traditionally, you and I cook hot food and we don't eat much of undercooked or raw food. This heating kills the virus. And when we say that the summer is coming in and the virus is not able to survive beyond 25 degrees, but now we are being disproved about it, but we don't know really, is this virus which has come from the European countries really mutated and is trying to survive more? Or is it a confounding factor that we can't understand? But whatever we may say, higher temperature and more humidity tends to kill the virus. So as the summers keep coming in, possibly it's good for us. We learned the lessons from the world, which learned the lessons the hard way. There was a 3-month time period of learning from the time the first attack of this virus happened in Wuhan. So we were better prepared for disaster management. We learned from the other countries. There are COVID dedicated hospitals. We arranged for more ventilators. We did elective quarantine. We brought in the lockdown. From lockdown 1, we are into lockdown 4 with relaxation for ease of people. The rapid action of the government, the economic stimulus package, the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan economic package of 21 lakh crore rupees, and the bringing in of the Arogya Setu app, which uses technology as a boon so that we can do contact tracing. The COVID meter, which tells us exactly how much is the mortality, morbidity, and the spot locator for the hotspot tells us exactly where not to go. The delineation of the zones into red, orange, and green. These are all assets that we have as a society, as a country, as a government. More so, the community has woken up to it. The community is electively going in for thermal screeners, for checking the temperature so that anybody who has fever is screened out equally. This is a strange disease. You know what the symptoms are. You first develop a sore throat, then you develop fever, then you have cough, and finally you have shortness of breath. But the interesting part is that by the time we have shortness of breath and we perceive it, most likely 5 days before or so, we already have pneumonia. And we were asymptomatic for all that time because by the time the pneumonia really sets in, it's a good 10, 12 days from the day you actually started out with your first symptom. So there is this device known as a pulse oximeter, which we clip onto our finger. It's non-invasive, hardly costs 2,000 rupees, and it tells us the oxygen saturation level, our oxygen levels. If the level is below the normal of 93 and we have a cough cold, we can electively go and get ourselves screened because we are not able to differentiate between a normal cough and cold and between corona really. So if this level is less, you are actively screened because by the time the shortness of breath really happens, it's been observed that more than 50% of the lung is already affected and it has pneumonia, and the person aggressively has the disease and lands up on the ventilator, and that's when the survivability becomes an issue. And above
Hello, ma'am. Sorry to interrupt. Can you please unmute yourself? Ma'am? Someone has accidentally muted you. So can you just unmute yourself? Just click on the mic app. Uh, can you just click on the mic app option, ma'am? Yes, we got you back. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Hi, folks. I was accidentally muted by somebody, so I'm back again. So I really don't know where my flow of thought was, but I think a medical part of the medical fraternity with nurses, paramedics, and other healthcare workers, NGOs supporting us, security personnel, police personnel, we are all involved in this. If having a medicine, having tests, having mask, a potential vaccine, PPE, knowing about the true statistics, morbidity, mortality, and having knowledge from the rest of the world, the government having taken positive action, not enough. Now, I ask you, armed with this knowledge, do you think, can the tables be turned? Can we turn the tables? And what is being really expected out of us as common people, as citizens of a country? Just 5 things. Social distancing, keep a 1 meter distance. Largely stay at home. Don't go into gatherings. Keep away from people who are infected. In case you come in contact, report as contact tracing. Hand hygiene. Wash your hands with normal soap and water for 20 seconds or apply an alcohol scrub and do a proper surgical wash. Surgical wash is like this, in the fingers, this way. Rub your thumbs and your wrists. And then throw away the towel with which you have, or the tissue paper with which you have cleaned your hands. Respiratory hygiene. You're wearing a mask, aren't you? So, in case you're not wearing a mask and you sneeze or you cough, you should just put your hand on your mouth or cover your nose or just use the elbow. And whatever is the area around you, the things you touch, the table, sanitize it, clean it, because the virus also spreads through the air droplets which have fallen on that inanimate object. Don't touch your face, nose here and there unnecessarily. So what is not there with us? What we can do as precautions is in our hand. What is not there with us? We don't have a proper medicine to cure this disease, and we don't yet have a vaccine to prevent this disease. With so much knowledge having happened, like we started out with smallpox, polio, tuberculosis, there were no vaccines. Vaccines soon developed, immunization happened, protection happened. Like we have this flu vaccine, which is a seasonal vaccine which is taken every year. A vaccine will soon come into place. Meanwhile, stay put. So I believe self-discipline, regimentalization, precautions, and following what the government is saying is what we should do right now. For those of you who are still not convinced and are stressed, we bring in 3 more modalities. The first explanation I gave to you was about medical information. What are our strengths? What's the data? The three modalities that I now talk to you is about self-help tips for stress management, enjoying music, music therapy, and alleviating the stress, mindfulness. So, let's first understand what are the early signs of stress truly. Not being able to concentrate, feeling energyless, moody, irritable, frustrated, crying, angry, blaming people, shouting, not adjusting with your peer folk, not being able to communicate properly. They don't understand you and you don't understand them, and not getting proper sleep, not eating properly, having lost an appetite or binge eating. Equally, unable to remember things, poor decision making, and do you know, it even manifests into psychosomatic symptoms like we may have a headache, we have a migraine, unspecified, non-specific body aches and pains, just getting butterflies in your stomach for no reason. So let's manage stress. Remember, stress cannot be removed or eradicated. We can manage it. Just like one shoe does not fit all, and there are different strokes for different people. So we need to understand ourselves, and the doctor needs to understand you as an individual tailor-made approach.
So if you can do something on that, we talk about live projects and dummy projects.
I beg your pardon?
Now,
Somebody's.
That's something here that I said those who can do, those who can't teach. Now here I say those who can teach, those who can't find some other less important profession. And I would tell teaching is the highest profession. This is what I want to go about with emphasizing on, to tell you that all other professions get their inputs.
Who is Dr. Naveen? May I ask?
All because of the teaching profession. So here I would tell you, those who can they teach, but those who can't teach, they go about with finding what is called as less important profession. So teaching is not less important, right?
Dr. Naveen, may I interrupt you? We will take in the questions after I finish. Yeah. So let's talk about how to manage stress. So first and foremost, you have to understand your own emotion. What is it that you are going through? And then also understand the disease. I've tried to explain you the disease. And look at the hard facts and the true information. What really are the risks and how much percentage is the risk? And don't keep dwelling into reading about it. Limit the time that you are going to spend to read on that disease. Read the precautions and the protection mechanism very well. Let's bring lifestyle management into place. We need to remove our attention from only the disease and look at other things. Exercise is just a stress buster. It's an adrenaline pump, makes you energized, makes you feel good and well. There are so many apps around, even if you're stuck at home. Sleep well, eat nice, nutritious food. Avoid boredom. Involve yourself in things that you left behind, you wanted to do always, you wanted to enjoy. I wish I could pursue that. Avoid edging on to alcohol, smoking. You can't blow away your fears in the smoke of alcohol, and you cannot drink down your anxieties with alcohol. Entertain yourself. There's something known as a stress diary. Truly take a diary and write down exactly what your thoughts are. What is your emotion? What is the trigger? How I react to it? How I have analyzed it. If I were not to think like this, how the situation would change. And as you try to read, change, analyze, see that you are not just noting the thoughts, you are also noting your reactions, and you're also noting down the physical disturbances happening with you. And soon you will see a marked change. Likewise, there is something known as thought handling. So how do you handle your thoughts? There are negative thoughts, there are positive thoughts. Truly? No. I would put it as there are helpful thoughts. non-helpful thoughts, and there are neutral thoughts. Now, find those thoughts which upset you. And let me share one thing with you. However much you may think that your thought is rational, plausible, thoughts are not facts. Feelings are not facts. Facts are facts. Once you understand this, you are going to find out the logical information, the 100% truth. And also ask, what is the truth now that we don't have a medicine right now? Is this a truth of permanence? Is it always going to be like that? Have we not found cures to things? Now, avoid this thought twisting, distorting the thought, and imagining the worst scenario or the catastrophe. Don't jump to conclusions. Deliberately using the word must and should be avoided. And what do I mean by that? The government has said there is a lockdown. We should not be doing this. I must not do this and he should not do this. I think just look at your own self, take your own precautions, forget about what the world is doing. That's where the thought distortion plays a role, when we are angry with the world, when we are blaming the people around us who are not following what is the obvious. And there are negative thoughts. What can you do with the negative thoughts? You can remove them. You can replace them. Let me give you an example. I'm going to fall ill. My loved ones are going to fall ill with this disease. I might die. Replace it like this. I can protect myself from this disease by using precautions. Let's entertain another thought. Government is not controlling very well. The cases are spreading. There is migrant infiltration. The spread is going to happen more. They are allowing the travel. Change it. Say government did proactive action. It's doing its best. This is an unprecedented event. We are all learning from it. Another thought. Oh my God, I am stuck at home. Change it. Oh, I'm so blessed. I'm at home. I can even work from home. I'm getting time with my family. I'm not stuck in the traffic. So do positive things. Rediscover your own self. Do what you long for. Do what you left behind. Pursue it with a passion. So these are the self-help tips. And if I may summarize it, it's about understanding your emotion, understanding the disease, lifestyle change, stress diary, analyzing your stress diary, thought analysis, thought handling, removing the negative thought, and not doing thought distortion. If you still aren't happy, let's explore the wonderful world of music. So as Miss Nirmika shared, music has truly been medicine to my mind. And for those who don't know, the Greek god Apollo is the god of music as well as medicine. And I think music is a therapy, as in it stands as a co-therapy. It is complementary alternative medicine. We keep talking about being green. This is green medicine. They are not even giving you a tablet. So this is so empowering as a medicine. Let me ask you, is it not tough for you to play a familiar peppy number and not tap your feet to it? Don't you reach an unexpected Zen kind of situation when you are listening to a very smooth symphony or a classical song? Don't you just feel like swaying when you're listening to some jazz? Or when you play a familiar song or a symphony, does it not really drive away your blues? We've all heard of Rabindra Sangeet, isn't it? Isn't it so soulful, so sweet, so melodious, so flowing? We remember the movie which gave the term the sound of music? I would put it as a sound of nature. With less traffic, pollution having gone away, we have more birds around us. There is chirping of sound, there is nice breeze, there is beautiful scenery to enjoy. The power of nature de-stresses us. Go out for a walk, stand outside in the evening, look at the sun, look at the sunrise, the sunset, watch the birds, watch the nature. There is music in that. Simply enjoy it. Look at the music which comes from the wind chimes, which comes from our own shank. Meditative sounds like Om, mantras and shlokas. This is music, this is meditation, this is relaxation, mood elevation. And then, just to add a little tinkle of information, we are so enriched with traditional literature that we even have details on rag chikitsa. There's rags which have been developed in India, and ragas being used to cure diseases and to bring in better moods and thoughts. So there are lovely songs which are coming out of Rag Puriya, Rag Hamaj, and these are mood elevators, tension elevators. The famous song, वैष्णव जन तो तेरे कहिए जे पीर पराई जाने रे वैष्णव जन तो तेरे कहिए जे पीर पराई जाने रे कर दुखे उपकार करे सो कर दुखे उपकार करे सो मन अभिमान ना जाने रे. How melodious, how sweet, how relaxing. This is Rag Khamajpuri. And there are songs like classical songs out of it, like O Sajna बरखा बहार आए रस की फुहार लाई आँखियों में प्यार लाए ओ सजना. There are ragas which are there even for acidity, which we get out of stress. So you can pop in an anti-acidity medication, change your diet, but then there are lovely songs in Hindol. Let me share one with you. जिंदगी भर नहीं भूलेगी वो बरसात की रात एक अनजान हसीना से मुलाकात की रात जिंदगी भर हाय वो रेशमी जुल्फों से छलकता पानी. This is an anti-acidity rag to relieve your stress. And some of you may be having sleepless nights thinking. Do you know sleep deprivation has been the most reported phenomena which has happened in this lockdown period? For those who used to go out to work and were used to physical labor were getting better sleep when they were working. For those who are working from home and are stressed are actually not getting sleep. So there is this lovely rag called Rag Bageshwari, which is actually for treatment of insomnia. And let me again share a song with you, which is from this rag. Aaja re Paradesi, aaja re परदेसी तुम संग जन्म जन्म के घेरे जीवन साथिया आजा रे परदेसी. I deliberately chose not to sing some of the words. I just want you to just listen to instrumental music out of this. You don't have to have words, lyrics which divert your mind. This is a song to help you sleep. This is the raga for that. Your mornings can be very fine as well. There are morning ragas to enjoy. People think that the morning ragas are all about bhakti. No. I hear this rag Bhairav is one of those rags which has lovely songs like Gamadha pa Gamadha pa Gamar sa जागो मोहन प्यारी जागो मोहन प्यारी सांवरी सूरतिया मोर मन भारी सुंदर श्याम हमारी जागो मोहन प्यारे. Add to this some natural sounds and have a blessed day. So Western classical music is not really behind Mozart, Bach, Beethoven. And then there are these jazzy music, which is beat tapping, and then there is also jazz, which is slow jazz. And it's been used so frequently, so frequently. Let's take an example. नहीं 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 ये बातें है पुरानी. कैसी पहेली है ये कैसी पहेली जिंदगानी. Isn't it true? जिंदगी पहेली है. नहीं 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 ये बातें है पुरानी. कैसी पहेली है ये कैसी पहेली जिंदगानी. And the old song? आइए मेहरबान देखिए जाने जा शौक से लीजिए इश्क के इम्तिहान. आइए मेहरबान. So there is this lovely poem called An Ordinary Day. So beyond music therapy, there is a mind. A mind has a thought process. And there is something known as mindfulness. So mindfulness is a subcomponent of Buddhism. You don't have to convert to Buddhism to practice mindfulness. I do practice one and I'm certified to do that. So veteran Thich Nhat Hanh from the Plum Village in France, he is the one who has brought in mindfulness in the minds of many of us. And mindfulness, let me open it with this poem. I took my mind a walk, or my mind took me a walk, whichever was the truth of it. I took my mind a walk, my mind took me a walk. Whichever was the truth of it. The light glittered on the water, or the water glittered on the light. And I observed.
Ma'am, please unmute yourself. Yeah,
Muted my
okay.
mind. Hi. Folks, I request you not to mute my mic. Am I audible?
Um, Dr.
My,
Jo-
Yes, ma'am,
yeah,
you
yeah.
are.
Dr. Jogi Priya, if you don't mind, kindly do not fiddle with the mic. Our resource person is getting disturbed.
So as I was saying, there's a concept of mindfulness, and I truly believe in this poem, An Ordinary Day. Hi, folks. This is the third time that I have been muted accidentally by one of your faculty members. Let me know if things are fine so that I begin afresh from where I left my thought process.
Yes, ma'am, you're back again.
Yeah,
Yes.
somebody just commented my voice is not clear. Is that fine now?
Yes, ma'am, it's fine. You can continue.
Okay. So, as I was saying, there's this lovely poem that I've always believed in, An Ordinary Day. And it writes, I took my mind a walk, or my mind took me a walk. मैं अपने दिमाग को अपने साथ वॉक पर लेकर गई, या वॉक पे मैं इसलिए गई क्योंकि मेरे दिमाग ने कहा. Whichever was the truth of it. The light glittered on the water, or the water glittered on the light. It is what my mind observes to me, or is it what I tell the mind to observe? So, how ordinary, extraordinary things are, and how extraordinary the ordinary things are, like the nature of the mind and the process of observing. So, there are these concepts of vipassana also in India. And what is vipassana? It stems out of a Sanskrit dhatu, which is pashya, dri dhatu. Pashya means to see. Vipassana means to see inside. So it's insightfulness. If you have insightfulness into your issues, you can certainly benefit out of the stress therapy self-help tips I gave you. But now what I am talking is about mindfulness, being mindful of everything around you, mindful of the presence of another person, the empathy we need to give to somebody who is exposed to a disease, the empathy we need to get from somebody in case we are having the disease. We're seeing so much of social stigma, ostracization. We are seeing that the health workers are not being allowed to enter into their own colonies. We are seeing that people are themselves opting to stay away in dorms, people who are serving the community at large, because the people of their colonies, their home, don't want them to come back. So be mindful, be empathetic towards them. Be mindful of your surroundings. Let's take an example. Waking up this morning, I smile. 24 brand new hours are there in front of me. I vow to love each moment with compassion and look at all beings with compassion. Is there something new that I said? 24 brand new hours each day. And at the end of the day is ending and our life is one day shorter. The day is ending and our life is one day shorter. Let us look carefully at what we've done. Let us live deeply each moment, each day, in freedom. Here I am addressing the freedom from fear, fear of corona, so that each day does not slip away from you meaninglessly. You are sitting at home. Why do you think I'm stuck up at home? Think like this. I have arrived. I am home. Hear me out again. I have arrived. I am home. The home is within me. In the here and now. Be in the here, where you are right now with me, and I with you. First is the here, then is the now. It's not the now is happening, and so here I'm bringing my mind. I am with you here, therefore the now is happening. And not because now this is happening, therefore I'm tuning my brain to you. When you hold a cup of tea in your two hands, you're actually holding mindfulness perfectly. This mindfulness is the coordination of your body and mind. When you're sipping into a cup of tea and it's being spoken by me metaphorically, you are enjoying your cup of tea. You're de-stressing. You're looking around. You're observant. Your senses are awake. You're smelling. You're seeing. Your taste buds are alive. Your touch sensation is alive. So, mindfulness held perfectly. My mind and body dwell in the very here and now. Friends, I request you to do exactly what I'm doing right now. Breathe in, and I calm my body. Just breathe in, close your eyes and breathe in. Breathe in, stay there, close your eyes, breathe in again. Breathe in and tell yourself, I calm my body. Now, breathe in again, and when you breathe out, smile. So, folks, breathe in, close your eyes, breathe in, I calm my body. Breathe out, and I smile. So, we're dwelling in the present moment. I know this is a wonderful moment. Be still, heal yourself, repair your thoughts, rediscover your own self, live in the present. We all want a secure future, but at least look at the here and now. Are we the first set of people in mankind who have been bombarded by a disease? There are war times also. Is this the first epidemic or the Mahamari that they say? There was plague, there was smallpox, what you call as the Badi Mata. There was SARS, there is H1N1, all that is still there, swine flu. So, we want to secure our future. Don't worry so much about it. Stress is as constant as change is constant. And so long as change is inevitable, stress will also always be inevitable. Remember, I told you that I cannot remove your stress. I can replace the thought of your stress. I cannot eradicate stress. Life is a journey, life is constant, life is a struggle. There is constant dynamism, there is constant change. So when there will be change, there will be adjustment, there will be ups and downs of stress. So when we have survived all that stress in the pre-corona time, to reach on time, to give the exam on time, to crack the exam, to get our goals fulfilled, that was stress enough. Realign yourself to all this. Isn't time dynamic? It's never at a standstill. Times will change. You know, I feel it's not the impermanence that makes us suffer. But what makes us suffer is wanting to be permanent when we are not. You can't have things permanently the way they are. They will be impermanent. They will be changing. Don't try to add permanency to it. This has to be always like this. We can't do that. It's not the first epidemic, pandemic, as I said. And would you believe it? When HIV came into being, it was supposed to be a death certificate in hand. And a huge social stigma. People never came out in the open. And diseases like HIV now have a proper remission. They're not curable. Like diabetes, blood pressure is not curable. It's going to be with you all your life. So from being a life-threatening death certificate, it has completely transgressed into a chronic ailment in the same category as diabetes and blood pressure. Look at this disease. As I was saying, pregnant women will not pass on this disease to the baby in the womb or through the modality of delivery. You don't have to do an emergency cesarean or a delivery. Even the HIV mothers are suggested not to breastfeed their children because the virus passes through the breast milk. This disease, we have not found these kind of issues. The virus does not pass through the breast milk. Look at the positives. तो मेरा ये मानना है कि हर रात के बाद सुबह तो होती है और आप मुझसे पूछेंगे कि वो सुबह कब आएगी. ये सवाल का उत्तर किसी के पास नहीं है, पर सुबह हमेशा आती है, हर रात के बाद सुबह होती है। There is always light at the end of the tunnel. हर मुश्किल घड़ी टल ही जाती है, संकट का समय टल ही जाता है। So stay positive, सकारात्मक रहो, positive ways अपनाओ। Look at the silver lining in the cloud. Let me hum a song with which I end my discussion with you now. Very profound song with lovely lyrics and incidentally from Rag Khamaj, which is a stress buster, mood elevator, relaxation based song. And it says, मैं जिंदगी का साथ निभाता चला गया, मैं जिंदगी का साथ निभाता चला गया, हर फिक्र को धुएं में उड़ाता चला गया, हर फिक्र को धुएं में उड़ा, मैं जिंदगी का साथ निभाता चला गया, हर फिक्र को धुएं में उड़ाता चला गया। Thank you so much, folks. Over to Nirmika ma'am and open to Q&A. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, ma'am. That was such a wonderful session that we had. I think we have a lot of takeaways from your webinar today.
Thank you.
I think we are in a situation where, and I think it's a great opportunity, as you said, to appreciate all the small mercies that we have around us and appreciate the music, not only in terms of the music as a music, but also the music around us, the music that nature has to offer to us, and to use music as a therapy for every little solution that we have. So we should appreciate what we have in hand, and be it the pandemic, be it the lockdown, be it being confined at home for so many days. But I guess with a positive mind and a positive thought, we can use the best of our resources and stay positive and be positive. So if anyone has any questions, we will now be taking questions from you. So kindly post your questions on the chat window, please. Does anyone have any questions? Kindly post it in the window, chat window, so that we can take it with Dr. Pooja. Okay, we have a question
So there's this
from...
question which reflects that kindly let us know music which is classical based. So
Yes, ma'am.
I just hummed that song. This is a semi-classical song, O Sajna Barkha Bahar Ai, and this is from Rag Khamaj, again the appropriate rag, which is O Sajna Barkha Bahar Ai, रस की फुहार लाई, आँखियों में प्यार लाई, ओ सजना तुमको पुकारे मेरे मन का पपीहरा, तुमको पुकारे मेरे मन का पपीहरा. Another classical song from Hindol. जब दीप चले आना, जहाँ साल ढले आना. Over to you.
Okay, ma'am, we have some questions from here, from our participants here. Like, does listening to hip hop, following rap culture, is it good or wise?
So as part of music therapy, music is universal and it transcends across people, across faiths, across mindsets. Rap is music enough to me. I think or even hip hop, because if it's peppy and it's tappy, it makes you feel joyous, makes you dance, you're enjoying. It's lovely music. Next question, please.
Ma'am, one of our participants has written, sometimes I feel too nervous. Why? I don't know. I tell to myself that I don't feel tensed, but still inside I feel tensed. So what can I do?
My dear, my request to you, exactly what I said. Identify your thoughts, pen them down, pen down your thoughts, the triggers to those thoughts, exactly what is physically manifesting in you, how you respond to that thought, and how people perceive it, and how, if you were to just change some reaction to it, how things would improve. Handle your thoughts with delicate care. Understand exactly what is the cause behind that thought. And remember, 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 thoughts, however much plausible we may think they are, that is not exactly what is happening. That's not real life. Next question.
Okay, I guess ma'am's answer to this particular question has also answered to questions like how can we stay positive for a long time? And people have also people are very inquisitive to know how do you juggle your time as a doctor and also manage the stress at the same time. I guess your entire webinar has been on that, but still if you could share your personal tips, ma'am, on how you juggle between being a doctor and a musician and managing the stress that comes with the medical profession.
We become what we become later on in life. But initially, when we are growing up, our family, ourselves, we don't know exactly what we'll be doing. So music has been like running in my blood, in my veins, and I've been singing all the time. In fact, while I used to actually write down my important exams, also I used to sometimes just keep the pen down and just hum a song. And everybody around me used to just look around, what's wrong with this girl? So music is there all around. The amount that we as doctors need to talk to our patients really, really taxes us physically as well as our throat. Yet, music is something which I feel is bliss. And as far as time management is concerned, you guys are in a management institute. We were looking at, SWOT analysis and time management and time planning. So lately, one of my friends asked me, we had this lovely reunion of our college, and one of my friend asked me after all the things I had shared with her, so exactly how do you spend your free time? And I looked at her quizzed. I said, I have no free time. So he says, all the time it's work time. I said, if you consider it work, it's work. If I'm talking to you people, I mean, I'm enjoying myself. Of course, I will do my spade work, but I'm enjoying myself. I gain so much out of it, and that's my free time. And that's how I juggle.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And we have another question from one of our faculties. He's written that during this lockdown, many of us are turning hypochondriacs basically because of all the precautions we need to take, and then that's the scare that's there. So, how do we control it? That is the question for you.
Stress does transgress into true psychiatric disorders for some of the people. And actually, the word being used as a hypochondriac is fear of an unknown disease. It's not an unknown disease, it's a known disease. And you're fearing the fact that it's happening in me. So that's what I said, read the facts, read the facts. What is a fact? Fact is, do you have a sore throat right now? No. Are you having fever? No. Are you coughing? No. So, are you feeling breathless? No. What are you worried about? Are you wearing a mask? Yes. Do you wash your hands? Yes. Do you use a handkerchief to cover your mouth and nose? Yes. Are you using social distancing? Yes. Why are you worried?
Thank you, ma'am. Uh, We have a question from Aarti. She's written, hello doctor, my brother-in-law gets stress palpitations and breathlessness. How can we rule it out as we feel it is more of anxiety? That is what she says. The question is not very clear, but then if you could, kindly highlight a few points on how the anxiety can be controlled.
So, palpitations and breathlessness are true physical manifestations of higher order of stress. We in this, as laymen and self tips, have addressed what we can help each other. When our symptoms are only early manifestation symptoms, right? So, therefore, in his case, it's a true request. Please do consult a psychiatrist who will be able to better analyze the symptoms. It's difficult to convince somebody, but it's better to do that. And these days, online consultations are happening, and maybe there is no medication we need, we just need counseling. And so we have dedicated field specific counselors, psycho counselors, and they take online sessions. And I think 6 to 8 sessions is what happens, and that kind of eases out. Do give him a lot of family support, do give him information which arms him to the true facts, and that should be good for him.
Thank you very much. I think this will be the end of the question and answer session, as I can see that most of the answers are questions are quite redundant. Thank you very much, ma'am, for such a wonderful session and for answering to all the questions that our participants had. I would now like to invite our principal, Dr. S. Nagarajan, for the vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Nirmika madam. Thank you, participant. It's a wonderful show we had past 1 hour. On behalf of SIEM, Surendra Institute of Engineering Management, Siliguri, I express my heartfelt thanks to my friend Dr. Pooja Diwan for your excellent motivational talk on Corona pandemic, coping up in the unpredictable scenario to students and faculty members. I found that your session was one of the most engaging that I have ever had the privilege to listen to, and found myself captivated by every word. Thank you once again, ma'am, for accepting our invitation, as well as your very interesting, informative, especially your music therapy was wonderful. We are looking forward to have more such sessions in the future as well. And the special thanks and mention to my friend, Mr. Saravanan, CEO, 4 Steps, for providing wonderful technical support for the smooth conduct of the session. I sincerely thank all the faculty members and students for your nice participation. And instruction to all the participants, we have shared the attendance link and WhatsApp group link in the chat box. I request all the participants to fill the attendance link as well as join the WhatsApp group for post webinar support. And today and tomorrow, we will share the feedback link through your register email ID. So wait for 1 more day. You will be given with certificate for today's webinar. I once again thank the speaker and my friend Dr. Pooja Diwan for your wonderful support and nice presentation. Really, we are all motivated and we have enjoyed. I think today we are going to have a very good sleep. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr.
We are
Nagarajan.
expecting some peppy number from you.
Peppy number from me.
And one of your favorite song,
Which one?
Achudan from YouTube, I have seen.
Okay. So you want a peppy number or you want Achyutam Keshwam?
Yeah, yes.
Which one do you want?
Achudan, as a closing note.
Okay. So, my dear friends in the audience, since I do sing, this song is a song from my debut album, which was released about 5-6 years back. It's a worldwide international release, and it's available on my YouTube link. The name of the album is Sumirani. Sumirani means prayer beads, Japmala. And one of its popular songs, which got umpteen downloads, more or less 1 lakh or so, is the song that Dr. Nagarajan is mentioning, Achyutam Keshwam. And I'll just sing that song. In the background to that is कौन कहते हैं कि भगवान actually इंसान का रूप नहीं होते. So इसकी पूरी कहानी ही ये है, and it has a lovely video. But before I sing that song as a closing note, thank you, Dr. Nagarajan. It was truly a pleasure. It all stemmed out of an incidental meeting where we were both co-awardees sitting on the same table. And that's how we picked up the strings, and you have progressed well, and you are now the principal of this fantastic institution with bright young blood. I'll sing the song. Achyutam Keshavam Ram. Sorry, there's words in between. May I?
Yes, ma'am, you can.
कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं, कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं, बेर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं, कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं, तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं, कौन कहते हैं भगवान नाचते नहीं, तुम राधा के जैसे नचाते नहीं, अच्युतं केशवं राम नारायणं कृष्ण दामोदरं वासुदेवं भजे, श्रीधरं माधवं गोपिका वल्लभं जानकी नायकं रामचन्द्रं भजे. पमगमगा निरगमगा. कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं, तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Those who fill the form, you can leave the room.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It was beautiful.
It's very good.
Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
so can we end the session now?
Guess. We will remind this room open so that rest of the participants can fill their attendance and join our post WhatsApp group support.
Okay, sir. Okay,
you can leave the room, ma'am.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sir.
The comments
Thank
are still pouring in, so if
Yes,
you want to interact amongst yourselves, you're more than welcome.
It's all compliments for you, ma'am.
Thank you, dear. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm sure you're going to edit this back in front wherever you wish to, where there was a block, and maybe post it on a YouTube link. Is that how it is?
Yes,
We'll share the link.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, ma'am.
And
Most
Pooja, ma'am,
Yeah.
sorry, ma'am. Do you have your YouTube link, ma'am, so that we can share the your YouTube link to the participants so they can follow you?
Yes. See, I have sent it to Nirmika ma'am. Nirmika ma'am, you know, no? I sent you the YouTube link, and I also sent you my Facebook link, right? Fan page link.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, and Achyutam Keshvam as a song also I sent it to you. And I also sent you the song, which is the song marathon that we did, right? Oh Nandalala.
Right, ma'am.
Yeah,
Right,
so you
ma'am.
can put those links there to your people, YouTube, Facebook, that song and this, and it works well.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Fine. I'll share it with
that's
sir.
brilliant.
Yeah, they're already with you. And in fact, I did put a post of your institution today here. And so that link for that also I sent you in the morning and yesterday night also.
Yes, ma'am.
Whatever.
I've shared the same
Yeah.
in our page. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Simvika. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Sarunan, sir.
Hi, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Wonderful support.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much,
Without
sir.
your support, this would not be possible.
No, I enjoyed this session, sir. It was really good, sir, for morning.
Okay.
Thanks,
you
sir.
very
Thanks
much,
for
sir.
inviting me.
Nah.
Yeah, you're welcome, Nimika, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank
I will share the recorded link to you, sir, via email to you.
Yes. The
Okay,
screenshot
that's it.
also, sir. Screenshot, you can
Yes, sir.
share it in my WhatsApp.
Okay, sir. Done. I'll do it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.